Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. This is a eagerly awaited video. A dozen or so people have asked me why I haven't done it yet, so let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling my craft a little bit, and let's do this. Well, guys, I haven't covered it yet because I have other stuff going on in the community that was more important. But that being said, yeah, I'll go ahead and cover it. Apparently, AlphaDestiny attempted a 585 deadlift and couldn't lift it. Now, people are going to say, what? He lifted, he locked it. No, guys, he hitched. He hitched. And anyone who understands lifting understands the reason you hitch is because you can't lift the weight. Hitching is a way to cheat when the deadlift slows down and comes to a complete stop near the top and you're not strong enough to lift it. That's the problem. He couldn't lock it, so the weight stopped moving. It stopped moving, so he hitched. And it's not just hitching. When he says it wouldn't be meet legal, it's not just because of the hitch. Yeah, the hitch is against the rules. That is against the rules. But when you are making a lift count, if you want a lift to be official under competitive environment, there's certain things in place. And one of those rules in place so that it's a fair judge of strength, that you can determine strength between different people, is how hard you can technically grind matters, meaning you can't put the weight up at any cost. And one of the rules in place on every single lift, every powerlifting federation has this, even ones that disagree on different rules, there is no up and down motion of the bar allowed. In other words, if at any point during a lift, once you start a lift, so the deadlift, once it breaks from the floor, bench press, once it breaks from your chest, so on and so forth, if at any point either side of the bar dips, if it drops, reverses direction back towards the floor, even at 1 inch, like if you see one side of a bar dip down 1 inch, the referees have to red light it because you're not strong enough to lift it in one motion. You're having to break the motion up and shift or cheat or whatever the downward motion of the bar. Okay, the hitching is an enormous amount of downward movement. He wasn't strong enough to lift it. And at a certain point with all of this, I got to step back and go, I don't even think he's serious. I think this kid is trolling everybody. I think he is a troll. He can't possibly be serious with any of this shit anymore. He just can't be. It's not even remotely fucking imaginable. It's not even remotely imaginable that he's serious. Because you have a guy who goes on to talk about, I'm going to do 1,000+ pound rack lockouts, and he moves the weight like 2 inches. Are you serious? Now, keeping in mind, this is a guy that even with straps on, he can't deadlift 600. All right, he can't hit a 600 deadlift from the floor. Talking about 1,100 pound, 2-inch movements on the lockout. Think about that for a moment. It's insanity. He's trolling you guys. He's trolling you guys. And here's what I would say with this. He knows that he couldn't lift that way. That's why he hitched. And it's like, I mean, here's what's absolutely absurd. He's trying to do the deadlifts, and apparently, as he's more or less implying, he's doing it to prove me wrong, because he made this whole video the other day, right, about how he's not going to deadlift anymore, that he hates it, it makes him suicidal, he doesn't care about the deadlift, right, and he's going to stick with the training that he loves and he enjoys. Well, I call him out on missing his 600-pound deadlift, then all of a sudden he's going to come back and deadlift now. So now he tries the 585 just to prove me wrong, because I've said I don't know if he could legitimately deadlift 550 conventional, and I still stick by that. People are like, how could you say that? Because I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think he could perform a meet legal 550 deadlift conventional, using a conventional method. I don't think he could do it. He's got to use sumo straps, all sorts of tricks. And the reason I say that is that the most we know he's ever lifted was 495 for a triple. All right, that's the only one meet that would have been a meet legal variation. That's all we know of. That means 450 could be pushing it. All right, that's all we have to go on, and he's quit doing full range of motion training since then. So, you know, he flips around when I say, you know what? No, this is silly, this is ridiculous, and I make fun of it. Then the guy jumps up, gets his 585, and he's saying he got it, but he didn't get it. He had to hitch. You know, let's not even discuss the straps. We know the straps aren't meet legal, but he does sumo because it's easier. and he has to hitch at the top. He couldn't even do 585 and just pull it from the floor and just lock it. He couldn't just pull it and lock it. And so now he's going to focus on deadlifting. It says now he's going to change his whole stance, all the stuff about how depressed the deadlift makes him and how terrible it is and how he hates it and he doesn't want to do that form of training and he's got to be true to himself. I make one video making fun of it. And all of a sudden he's going to prioritize his training, and now I'm going to pull 600 with no straps and I'm going to focus on it till I get it. And it's like, you know what, I can make a video and this guy just dances like a little puppet. You know, just like I made the video calling him out, and the guy makes a 20-minute video about all the crazy crap all these stalkers and people who are obsessed with me do, which tells me that here's the reality. Strap-on Destiny is obsessed with me, because no person who isn't obsessed with me would actually have 20 minutes of material from the crazy shit these stalkers come up with. That alone implies that he sat around watching their videos, reads their forums. That implies that he is actually obsessed with me. That's absolute proof. Then I make one video and he takes his whole stance. He's not going to deadlift anymore, and he changes it, and now he's going to focus on the deadlift. I made one video to cause that. I wonder what I can make him do next. Here's what I'm going to make him do. Hey, strap-on, why don't next time you go to deadlift on camera, why don't you just pick a weight that you know you can actually lift, pick it up off the floor, and lock it. One smooth motion, no up and down to the bar, no jerking around, no humping the bar. Pick it up off the fucking ground and lift it. Why don't you do that? Why don't you pick a weight that you know you can actually lift and actually fucking do it one time on camera? How's that sound? How's that for a challenge? I don't care, even if it's 400 pounds. Pick a weight that you're actually capable of lifting. If you're going to show off on camera and you're going to show some sort of training max, pick a fucking weight that you can lock right out, that you can pick up and actually lift correctly. Why don't you do that just once? Because everyone says, well, he does, look at his overhead press, his grinding overhead press. That I'm not even sure. I need to go look. Was it even full range of motion? Did it start on his chest or did it start higher up? I need to go check that. In which he grinds. Just lift a weight. Show one example of power and strength. Just take a normal exercise and just lift it. You know, that's how you build strength. The max effort system that he likes to talk about isn't about grinding. They're still technically training maxes. All right, training maxes are not supposed to be grindy. You're supposed to lock the weight. Bam, rep done. That's what a training max is, the heaviest weight that you can lift clean. And for some reason, he can't grasp that concept. And then he does lifts that everyone else looks at and goes, dude, that wasn't a legit lift. And thinks he's got it. Just take 30 pounds off the bar and just lift the weight correctly. Actually display what you're capable of lifting. Not what you can't lift, not what you have to grind and shift and hitch and the bar has to go up and down. Just lift a fucking weight, dude. It's not that difficult. And because he can't seem to do that, there's only one of two possibilities. Either he is trolling everyone, he is either trolling the shit out of everyone, all of his fans, he's trolling you guys, or he is mentally deranged. Because the fact of the matter is the guy can't just seem to grab a weight and just lift it. So here's how strong I am. Just lift a weight and show a nice, clean, explosive lift. Everything is grindy, shitty, terrible form with hitching and downward motion of the bars where he has to wrap bands and everything around everything. He can't seem to just lift a weight correctly in front of the camera like when he wants to display these things. And then he's ego-driven, and every time I make a video, the guy just changes his mind, gets involved with all these crazy stalkers and their crazy stuff. The guy is either a troll or he's fucking nuts. That's the only two possibilities. Either way, his fans, you guys are getting screwed. Because if he's trolling you, then he's really making fun of you guys while he's doing all this crazy stuff and making money off of it. Or he's really crazy. And I mean really crazy, because I mean what he's doing, he can't even display basic logic. He can't even just get on front of a camera and just lift a relatively heavy weight. When he displays his strength, can't even just do a training max. He never does them. It's all, I lifted this, I tried to lift, yeah, I know, I hitched and everything, but it's like, why didn't you just pick a weight that you know you can lift and lift? And if that felt good, throw another 10, 20 pounds on and do it, go again. That's how you ramp up to a training max. That's how every champion in the world does it. That's how the West Side guys do it, who you're quoting. But he can't seem to grasp the concept. So that's what I'm going to dance and make him do next. Make him dance my little puppet. All right, strap on. Like, just grab a weight and just pick it up. Do an actual training max. Actually grab a weight that you could actually lift without any bullshit, and just lift it and say, okay, there you go, I lifted it. But don't hitch, don't fail to lift shit, don't use all sorts of tricks and gimmicks and then try to pretend like you lifted a weight. So I challenge him to actually just lift a fucking weight and just lock it out, just clean. With some decent, even remotely decent tape. Doesn't even need to be perfect, just something semi-decent. It'd be nice to see. Let's see if he'll do it. Since I've already got him focusing on doing the deadlift now with no straps. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.